You're late, Jim. The others are already losing their patience.
The thermal signatures coming out of Sibiloi aren't just anomalies, Jim. They're structured. Someone or something is radiating enough power to light up the whole basin.
And you're sure this isn't a Kenyan military exercise?
It isn't a military exercise, Jim. The site those signatures point to contains something that shouldn't exist. Biological data that predates modern record by millennia.
The world believes the double hoject is to prove that the molecular structure of DNA was a known secret in the very remote past, over 100,000 years ago. It all started with an old belt and a walking stick.
A belt and a walking stick? Jim, we're talking about molecular biology, not an antique roadshow.
These wavy lines and inscriptions on the belt are the reason we're here. They aren't just decorations. Artifacts, I saw what you see now. The rhythm, the double curve, these aren't just ancient tribal patterns. They are a precise geometric renic rendition of a DNA molecular structure.
To depict the double heeks with this Chemley of the mid-20th century, if this belt is as old as you say, it rewrites the history of human knowledge.
Professor Simori is already on the ground in Nairobi. He's been tracking the thermal anomalies at the Sibiloi site that correlate with these artifacts.
The data is consistent, Jim. The site is stabilizing, but the seasonal rains are approaching. If we are to verify the origin of that belt and walking stick, we must move before the Turkaga Basin becomes impassable. Thermal signature isn't just heat, Jim. It's structured. It's radiating from the same star where the Koibifora fossils were found. I have secured the necessary permits, but the window is narrow. If we don't land in the Turkana Basin before the Lagajas flood the tracks, we lose sight for another year.
Then we don't wait for a year, we leave now.
Keep the camp ready, Professor. We're on our way.
I'll need the heavy lift drone specs and the ground-penetrating radar. If Simu is right about those strata, we're going to need more than just shovels.
The Amalek call this the Atakiri. Their medicine men have worn these patterns for centuries. To the untrained eye, it's just tribal geometry. But look at the base pairing, the spacing of the horizontal ramps.
It's too precise to be a coincidence. How could they have known the structural geometry of a molecule that wasn't discovered until 1953?
It's not just a representation of DNA. It's a specific sequence. I've run the pattern through a genomic database. The decorations on this belt correspond to a highly conserved region of the human genome, specifically the genes that govern neural plasticity.
The Amalek lore says the Skymakers left them the blueprint so they would never forget where they came from.
If the Amalek have the blueprint on their belts, then what is sitting under the basalt at Sibiloi?
Simu believes the anomaly is artificial. The heat isn't volcanic, it's localized, maintaining a constant temperature that suggests active power.
So the belt is the key, and Sibiloi is the lock.
Simui's latest report is grim. The clouds are already gathering over the Ethiopian highlands. When those rains hit the Omo River, the Turkuta Basin will flood within 48 hours.
We can't afford a delay. If the site floods, the thermal signature could be masked by the water map, or worse, the sediment could shift and bury the entrance for another 1,000 years.
All right then, Professor Simio is waiting at the hangar. We clear Cumdums, load the bush plane, and we're in the air for Turkaro by dawn.
Good to see you.
Good to see you.
Good to see you.
What's the schedule for today?
First, Langala to see the gear and meet the field team. Then, lunch with Professor Simiu, and then that is well operation.
And the Sibiloi arrangements?
Simiu has handled the chief. They're waiting for us.
Good morning, Yusuf. We're going to Langata.
Traffic is heavy today. Is it always like this?
It built up quickly, but we'll find a way through. We're on Langala Road. To your left is Nairobi National Park. You could be meters away from lions or buffaloes on the other side.
Welcome to Kenya. I've heard much about you, Dr. Watkins.
I hope it was all good.
Welcome to my humble office. This way, please. Professor Simiu is already here. He is looking forward to seeing you all again.
What's new regarding our northern friends?
The Amalek have distant relatives in Ethiopia, the Tekar. Linguistically, they are close, but culturally very different. The Tekar claim they came from the south, suggesting they moved away generations ago.
That's interesting. Let's dig deeper into that.
We must also consider the Sibiloi site itself. The local administration is wary of the migration patterns this season.
Are you suggesting the Amalek chief might withhold access?
That should not be a problem. Our people there are handling it. The Tekar claim they came from the south. If true, it means the Amalek stayed behind while their cousins migrated toward Ethiopia.
So the linguistic similarities aren't just coincidence, it's a shared lineage that split.
This split might be the key to why the Sibiloi site is so significant to them.
The administrative hurdles are cleared for now. But once you are in the desert, you must rely on the Amalek chief's word.
Understood. We leave at dawn.
The flight is short, but the landscape below will show you exactly how isolated Sibiloi truly is.
Everything accounted for?
Everything is on board. You're cleared for takeoff when ready.
It's a bit different from the Norfolk, isn't it? Much more exposed.
The isolation is exactly what kept the site undisturbed.
It looks pretty dry down there.
Yes, and it's like that all the way to our destination.
It must be tough for the inhabitants.
It's hell, and it will worsen as we move further north.
That's mid-Kenya on the left. That's mid-Kenya. Where?
It's covered by those dark clouds and snow. You can see it clearly in good weather.
This is amazing.
It's due to volcanism over millennia. Passengers coming this way always marvel at it.
The place must have had a very violent past.
Indeed. Welcome to Sibiloi. The land cruiser is ready.
Thank you, Anga. Let's get moving before we melt.
It's a forest of black stones.
Indeed, a volcanic forest. The stones were spit out by several volcanoes in the area over millions of years.
The energy required for such a display must have been immense.
The mess tent is here. Please, sit and cool down. The chief was away for a wedding, but he will return this evening.
That's fine. What's the plan for this afternoon?
We will drive to the petrified forest once it cools down a bit. It is a sight you must see.
A petrified forest in the middle of this volcanic desert? Remarkable.
How far is the site, Professor?
Only a few kilometers, but the terrain will make it feel much longer.
I've cross-referenced the coordinates. It looks like a concentrated field of logs.
What a sight! How did it come about?
Massive flooding and sediments covered these trunks. Wood replaced by inorganic material.
It gives you a unique feeling of being among organisms that lived 7 million years ago.
I feel the same. Though they're stones, you feel they differ from other stones since they were once alive.
It's hard to leave this place. It feels like we're walking away from a different world.